The streaming era promised us everything, but has actually left us with nothing that we own. We've outsourced our taste to an algorithm which actually doesn't know us or what we value. And if you've gone down that route of streaming all the time and done away with all your video collection from years gone by, I think it's time to reclaim that again and start to put together a collection of movies that actually mean something to you. Let me give you a very quick recap to where I was with streaming, because I stopped streaming a few years ago because I got sick and tired of scrolling down the stream trying to find something to watch. Because once you've watched one thing, you were fed with loads of the same, which to me didn't give me that choice to go off in different directions that I like to do. You see, that's the thing with the algorithm. It prioritizes the corporate metric and not genuine human resonance, if you like, and taste. You see, what happens with the streaming platforms is that they prioritize new stuff. They give you an ever-going, ongoing feed of new things for you to feast on. And they have the history of cinema there in many cases, with loads of old films. And what they end up doing is quietly moving them out of the way without even any prior knowledge. It's there one day, it's gone the next. Maybe because they've lost their licensing for it. And as many of the channels are now making their own movies, they don't have to worry about that. And so they'll give you more and more of the same. For me, when you stream, you tend to watch a movie and move on to the next one. You watch a film, you flip down, find something else, you watch something else. And it's very much a here today, gone tomorrow thing. You've watched it and you move on. And it's not the same as that with DVD and Blu-ray. If you compare that with a DVD in your physical collection, you can watch that, put it back, and you'll come back to that time and time again to watch it amongst all your other films. There's something to be said about having a DVD or a Blu-ray in your collection as opposed to hunting it down on a streaming site and hoping it's going to still be there. Here's the thing about a curated collection as opposed to just a normal one. If you curate a collection of films of your own, they say something about you. It's like a legacy. It's like a history of your life as you pick films from different parts of your life. And you generally find that a film can have a story behind it from your life and the reason why that film has become so important to you. I mean, if you think about it, how often do you go to someone's house and you see their record collection or their film collection, and the first thing you do is go over and start flicking through it to see what's there? Because more often than not, what's in those collections tells you more about that person than what they'll tell you themselves. Your collection says a lot about you. And when someone looks at your collection, what they're looking at is a tactile backup of your life and times and your values as well. What I'm talking about in creating a curated collection isn't necessarily just going for the blockbusters so that someone comes in and says all these massive films. I'm talking about buying films that, if you like, are like milestones in your life, things that you've seen at certain times. And I'm going to give you some examples in a moment. But buy films that mean something to you. Buy a core 10 films that, as you add and build your collection, these 10 films are films that say so much about you and you wouldn't part with because they've all got memories for you. And as I said, I've got to give you some examples. Mr. Roberts. Me and my mum watched this years ago and she kept on about it. And when it came on the telly, she told me about this film. And I can remember her laughing as bits and pieces of it happened through the film. And it's just so full of good memories for me. Grease. I went and saw this in the pictures at Enfield back in September, October time of 1978 with about 20, 30, maybe even 40 friends. And we came out of there and we went to a pub and we were all out on the car park of it. And we're singing and dancing to these songs from this film. This is why this is so important to me. And every time I pick it up, it reminds me of that. Cinema Paradiso is just a beautiful film. It's a film that gets me every single time. I've seen it on the telly first years and years and years ago. But then I got this director's cut, which filled the story out more. And it's one of those films, the last couple of minutes of it absolutely choked me. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous film. And then you got Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner. If you're like me, if you're a man of a certain age, there's that thing with your dad. And whenever I see him playing baseball with his dad when they're chucking the ball to each other, it just chokes me up because it gives me that memory of me and my dad. The Jolson story. For me, this is growing up as a kid. I can remember it being on the telly. My mum and dad loved this film. And if you ever had a party, Al Jolson's songs were being sung by everybody in the room. This is why this is so important to me. As is this, Genevieve. A gorgeous film. I can remember watching this, the London to Brighton rally, set in the 50s. John Gregson's in it, and it is just great. Kenneth More is his friend, and there's a laugh that Kenneth Moore's got that is just brilliant. I watch this, and it fills me with nostalgia. And nostalgia for things like Singing in the Rain. Back to my mum again. She was the one who told me about all these movies, and we used to sit together and watch them, and I grew to love all those Hollywood musicals because of my mum. And you talked to you just now about watching a film and it having an effect on you, and this one did as well. Schindler's List. You probably seen the film, but as I talked about in the other film, that last moment, those last moments in the graveyard, wow, choked me right up. This one gets to me every time. Pete's Dragon. You wouldn't think, why would I want Pete's Dragon? This is me and my James. We used to sit and watch this. We had it on a video when he was a little boy, and he loved this. And I saw this available in the shop and I had to buy it. And I still watch it, even on my own, because of the memories it brings back. And finally, a film that my uncle used to have. He had it on a VHS video when I very first saw a video player back in them towards the end of the 70s. And he had this film, Papillon. And I can remember sitting around his place watching this film. And every time I've seen it, those memories come back of my favourite uncle. And this is what I talk about with a curated list. These 10 aren't necessarily my favourite 10, but they're films that mean a lot to me, and they'll always be part of my collection. See, what happens is when you buy your own collection, you go from being like a passive viewer to an archivist, to a librarian of your own life, if you like. That's how important these DVDs are to me. And I'm sure it's the same for you. I'm sure there are films that you absolutely love. And if you've got rid of them and you've gone to streaming because that's the new in thing, we all did it, don't worry. Get yourself back into this. Get yourself your 10. Put them on your shelf. Let people know about who you are when they come round. Because here's the thing. Even if you buy a film from the streaming company, I know I did it with one of them, I won't mention the company, but I bought a film and it was there for as long as I wanted to watch it, apparently. But what they didn't tell me was you actually only bought it for as long as they had the licensing. Because I went to watch it again one day and it had gone. So what it is, when you buy a film from streaming, what you actually do is you're renting it multiple times. It's never truly yours. When you buy one of these, you've got it, haven't you? And you can watch it whenever you want. And this is something that I've talked about. I'm going through this at the minute. You've got this video. However, while you're watching this video, I have no internet at home. And the reason I have no internet is because I've changed providers. But it means that while I have no internet, if I was streaming, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to stream on my telly or anything like that. Sometimes if your internet's low, you can't see it either. But if you've got a DVD player and you've got your collection, it's there for you whenever you want it. And to me, that's a great advantage over streaming. And you see, all my films, I love looking back on them. They all bring memories back of different things. Like I've gone through with these films just now. They're great films, but they're special because of what they also bring to mind when I'm watching them. And having a collection of your own, for the most part, you'll have those memories too. You may have seen it in the pictures with friends of yours, and then when you watch it back on your DVD or your Blu-ray, those memories will come back. And they're like little memory joggers. It's like revisiting old friends. And when you've got them, there is something special about the whole process, of picking it up, taking it out of the jacket, walking out the DVD, putting it in, clicking it. That just whole process. What it does, I don't know about you, but when I'm watching one of my films, I never tend to midway through it, pick my phone up and start scrolling it. I used to do that all the time when I was watching our streaming service. So yeah, I'm a great one for collections of physical media. And the collection of DVDs or Blu-rays of your own is a special thing, And if you haven't got a collection, now's as good a time, as it is to go and get one. You can get a cheap DVD off of Amazon. I know, because I did want that recently. And films, they're still very cheap to get. Got a challenge for you. Pick one film today that represents who you are as a person. If it's streaming, go and watch it on streaming. And if you've got it on DVD or Blu-ray, go and watch it there. And I'll tell you this now, you'll like it more if you've got it, because you can go and pick it up and use it anytime you want to. And that's it from me. Just a little idea or two about curating a collection that tells about who you are. And if you'd like to click out there, that video there are my 100 favourite movies, which, by the way, I've got them all on DVD. I will see you next time.